I'm 26 years old and I've pretty much done everything that I've tried to do in my life, but I haven't done it to the level that I thought I could, okay? And I'm gonna explain how you can break past that plateau and why you really need to focus for this video, because if you don't, you're gonna make the same mistakes I did. Don't be 26 and be like, man, I had a little bit left to give that I didn't give, okay? So, first thing, my name's Owen. I'm from Southern California. I went to Tesoro High School. I ended up playing junior college basketball at Santiago Canyon, and then I had a L5 pars defect. I broke my back. So I played college basketball, which was my goal, but it wasn't quite where I wanted to go, right? So you got to set better goals. Playing college basketball is not a good goal. People tell you to aim for it, but truthfully, if you aim for that and you hit it, you could do what I did, which is play junior college, get hurt, and never play again. Like, that's kind of a waste of time in my mind. And people will say, oh, no, nothing's a waste of time. You learn from my mistakes so that you don't have to. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, I ended up playing Fortnite professionally after that. But here's the thing. As a Fortnite player, I was in the professional Discord. I traveled for events. I went to LANs. I did all that stuff, right? But I was never a top 10 player or a top 5 player able to qualify for World Cup and actually go to the biggest event ever. I was like on the fringe. For the qualifiers, I was 63rd in solos, with my best placement, which in North America is pretty good. Like 63rd is not bad. But when you're trying to get top 6, it's not even close. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm trying to explain to you on this video is don't waste your time by trying to be 63rd or just be a professional Fortnite player. Don't pick goals that have you do something that are not what you actually want to do. Pick goals that are exactly what you want to do, not that just sound cool to other people. I want to tell people I was a professional gamer. You can easily be a professional gamer. You can easily do whatever you want in life. So whatever goal people have for themselves that sounds hard is easy for you. Remember that, okay? And then the thing that you actually want is possible for you only if you apply yourself and say no to pretty much everything else in your life and focus. The way we're going with AI, automation, technology, the hardest thing is going to be focus, discipline, consistency, and grit. Okay, in Finland they call this word sisu, and sisu is rough translation for unrealistic and very determined grit, that you can do things that other people can't do because you put your mind to it. So that was another thing that I got really good at, but not quite what I was spending all my time doing. Okay, and then the next thing was becoming a full-time content creator. I actually have a reminder in my phone, and it says, "You're not an influencer yet. Keep posting." Right? And that pops up every single day, and it has for years. But once I hit 100K followers on TikTok, which was really my goal, I kind of was like, like there's really not that much to it. Like you kind of just post a lot, and like over time, you're just gonna hit follower counts, right? Like it's not necessarily the right goal. What I want is complete freedom with my time, my money, and ultimately being able to take care of my family. So my brother's disabled. He has autism and Down syndrome. That's going to be expensive to take care of him, which I'm happy to do it, but I want to make sure I'm in a good place to do it. And then also my mom. I want to retire my mom. She doesn't work right now, but I want to make sure she's really taken care of, right? And so the reality is I didn't have the right goals, and I was picking goals that sounded cool to other people, like, oh, I have 100K followers, I was a professional gamer. But these aren't goals that are super end. These aren't goals that are really what I need. They're just goals that sound good, and that's not good enough. So the first thing is, despite having some success, you're never going to get to the level that you want to get until you realize this one thing, which is that in order to get to the very, very pinnacle top peak, you have to say no to pretty much everything. Your relationships are going to suffer badly. Like you're not going to really have good relationships with most people. No one's going to relate to you. And this is probably not even going to relate to most people that I'm talking to. Fine. But if this makes sense to you, understand that you should probably put off dating relationships for a while. Because as soon as you do, you're going to be cutting your time and adding responsibility and sending your energy away to another person. And listen, I get that it's selfish to want to do things for yourself, but that's okay. It's okay to be selfish. I don't have a negative connotation for it as long as the end result is worth it. If the ends justify the means, so be it. The next thing is, once you understand that you have to say no to pretty much everything to get what you want, don't settle. Don't get like 99% of the way there and settle. Please don't do that. Okay? It's okay to be like, man, this is better than pretty much what everyone else wants in life, but it's not quite what I envision. And you can say no to that and push on for another year or two until you really get what you want. And in fact, that's what you have to do if you want to be the best. That's the reality. If you want to be the Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant of the world, you're just going to say no to most of that stuff. That's just the reality, okay? And it's not that hard to convince those people to say no. If it's really hard for you, maybe go hang out with your girl and spend a lot of time with her and put business to the side. That's fine. But it's not what the winners are doing. Winners are doing what you are not willing to do. That's why they win. Because it's all determined by actions and outcomes. The other thing is, inevitably, once you start having success, whether it's on social media or through content or whatever it may be, you're going to start having a lot more negative energy towards you, okay? And the reason for this is because as more people start to see your success, inevitably, more people are going to dislike your success, because people seeing someone doing what they are not doing bothers them to their core. For instance, if you see a guy online who's younger than you, in better shape than you, making more money than you, a lot of people will be like, well, his dad helped him out. His dad was rich, so he had it easy. But the truth is, a lot of young guys, they just do more than you. And they understand the game. And maybe their dad did help them understand that. Or maybe they grew up in an area where a lot of people worked really, really hard, and that's just what they did. But the reality is they're probably beating you because they're doing more day to day than you, and they have for 5 or 10 years. And you're probably just getting into it. You're inconsistent. You're up and down. These guys are consistent every day for a long time. In this new world that we're going towards, the people that are going to win are the people that are going to be extremely focused and not taken away by all these new opportunities. I mean, just today, I had someone hit me up with a new app idea. I had someone hit me up with a new potential community offering. And I had people, that are just trying to pull me in different directions. Like, I want, I'll pay you, but I want it done this way, or I want it done this way. How can I scale if I start splitting my interest into all these people instead of having them come to me, right? So these are just things that you learn over time, that in order for you to really get to where you want to be, you kind of have to say no to a lot of different things. And they might sound like the things that you dreamed of, but they're not quite it, okay? So you have to be just ruthless with what you want your desired outcomes to be. Anything less than that, it's just kind of going to be rough. It's going to be rough, okay? I promise. You're never going to be happy. This is why you see a lot of people in marriages that don't fulfill them, and jobs that don't fulfill them, and ultimately around friends and in places that they shouldn't be, because it's pretty good and their life's not like that bad, but they're always thinking of what they could have, should have, would have done if they could do it over again. So don't be that person. Me personally, if I would have done Fortnite over again, I would have left Clemson, my college. I would have taken on more risk. I would have moved to Virginia, which is where the servers were, been on zero ping, and just grinded it out for another year. But instead, I was like, well, I should probably play it safe and get my degree. Then what do you think the result's going to be when I do that? I'm not going to make it, okay? And I want you guys to make it. So take the risk. If there's something that adds risk to your life, actually think about what that could be and take it. Instead of being like me and being like, well, I'm just going to make sure my bases are covered. You don't want your bases covered. You want to hit a home run. You want your exact reality to be done. There's a guy named Blake Anderson, and Blake, a friend of mine, he's made some apps that are just ripping. One of them being Cali, does like over $2 million a month in the App Store, right? Blake does like 35 million ARR every single year. As of right now, it's probably going to go way higher than that, all right? Really smart guy, really talented. But he was in college, and then instead of getting a job, because he was applying, couldn't get jobs anywhere, started coding his own apps while in college. He was 22 years old or something like that, just coding with ChatGPT, and he ended up making RizGPT or UMax, I forget which one was first, but it went viral overnight. He paid someone $50, they promoted it, it went viral, okay? So he found something that had network effect like crazy, and then he found someone that could promote it that was popping, like going crazy on social media. And so he just combined those skills. He trusted his gut, and he did what was ultimately like his best play, which was extremely risky, but he had nothing else to do. And a lot of us, we have more things that we can do, and so we do all these things. Like, what is your best play to get your best outcome? Just do that and say no to everything else. And this is a reminder for me too. I have an app right now, and that app, we have really good creators, and we're just waiting for a viral video. And so I should spend my time trying to craft the perfect viral videos for them, but I'm really not. And so why am I doing that? Because I'm making sure my personal brand's growing and all these things, which ultimately probably wouldn't matter that much if the app did go viral overnight, like Blake. But is what it is, so I'm still learning. And I want you guys to learn from my mistakes instead of just doing what I've done and be 26 and be like, man, I feel like I should be further ahead by now. And that's not even a comparison to anyone else. That's me strictly knowing my capability and my potential. And I've seen it over and over again. I can do things that other people can't do, but I get distracted. I get split up. My focus goes all over the place. I would be much better off if I probably wasn't living downtown, because there'd be less for me to do. If I was in a cabin in Finland, oh my God, I'd be unreal. I would be cranking videos every day and then fishing at night. Like, nonstop. So that's another thing is I'm probably going to do that. Maybe it's riskier, but I'm going to Finland in August and we'll see what happens. But anyways, I hope this video was helpful for you in some regard, okay? These mistakes cost me a lot and I hope they don't cost you a lot too. So enjoy this. I'll talk to you guys later. If you guys do want to do content, by the way, for a living, I still do that. Just message me on Instagram and I'll help you out at Owen Nurmanen. Should be in the description below. Later. Bye.